Your question, yes.
How to properly spend morning time.
What time do you leave for work? Take the microphone.
I'm not working at the moment.
Excellent, that's the best option. When you wake up, first you need to take a shower. When a person takes a shower, they remove the energy of sleep, remove the befoulment of sleep. Then it's best to follow this rule during the day. No more than 1 or 2 practices. One day you stay in water for 5 energy layers or swim in a pool. Second day, do static exercises. Third day, you walk. It's very important to understand that water combines well with everything. For example, if you walked for 4 hours, and after that you lie in water for 5 energy layers, one helps the other. After walking, always lie in water, but not too cold.
I only run in the mornings. I'm not friends with water, and not friends with static exercises either.
Then you won't be running for much longer. You already have overheating in your body and a tendency towards inflammatory processes. You haven't told me anything, but I'll tell you everything now. Please sit down. Keep the microphone. You can argue with me. You run on 3 energy layers maximum, so your body is healed by prana only on 3 layers, but there's chaos on the 4th and 5th layers. This means you run for an hour and 10 minutes maximum. This is very dangerous for health. The 4th layer is hip joints. There's already overload starting there, they're slightly aching. The spine is also 4th layer, it's also aching. You have a conflict on the 4th layer. The 4th layer is getting overloaded because it's not being healed, plus the water energy is being severely depleted. The body lacks water energy and it becomes hard to fall asleep. This is all the result of wrong practice. Start doing everything correctly. Don't stop running. Keep running. Do water practices for 3 energy layers. Start doing static exercises for 3 layers. Gradually, a balance will occur between these 3 energies. First, you need to restore the balance of water and air energy. What about the energy of the sun? We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's a separate topic. It shouldn't be included too quickly and immediately. Sort this out first, then do everything for 5 layers. If you can't run for 5 layers, then continue with walking. That's another 96 minutes of walking, and you cleanse 5 layers once a week. You can run for 2 layers or 1 layer every day, then there won't be problems. If you do static exercises for 5 layers, do water practices twice a week, then your running will only bring benefits.
I wanted to ask, if there's a lake nearby, can I sit in that water?
Yes, you can swim all year round. If you start now, that's the best option. You can sit or swim in the lake for 5 energy layers twice a week. When autumn comes and water is 5 degrees, you'll do the same. Just need to check the table for how long to stay in. Nothing bad will happen to you. You'll feel great. Don't be afraid. Be confident. If you swim in ice-cold water, you must do static exercises. Otherwise, there will be a strong imbalance. If you put a lot of water energy into the body and haven't started circulation, then there will be a very unpleasant situation. Swelling will begin in the body and so on. You must do static exercises if you swim, especially in ice-cold water.
How to start doing static exercises?
Start with simple exercises. Sit in the diamond pose on the couch on something soft and put a small cushion underneath. You should sit in the diamond pose with a cushion between your legs and buttocks. This is not a difficult exercise. If overload occurs, get up like a cat and sit down again. You can get up for 20 seconds. You can start like this. It's 13 minutes of sitting for 1 layer and 40 minutes for 3 layers.
Should this be accompanied by prayer?
You should pray during this time. Static exercise and prayer are fully compatible. Well done, great. Your question.
Dr. Torsunov, I've been praying for you for a very long time.
Maybe that's why I'm healthy.
A few years ago, my husband and I came to your consultation.
Come here to me.
Today is my younger son's 12th birthday. We were unable to have children, and after the consultation, we simply believed that we shouldn't separate but stay together to have a family. My husband and I simply accepted our fate. Now we have 3 boys.
Many women tell me that thanks to you we have children. This is not the first case. I'm joking. Everything is fine.
Today we were at my boy's birthday party. I knew I would come to see you today. I just prayed for you today. Thank you. You've been very helpful. I was going to ask. I work as a teacher. I have both, school children and my own. How should I teach children?
Only by your own example. Not immediately. Not immediately, my dears. Children only respond to a person's joy. If they see that you like something, they will want to do it too. And liking something means having a positive habit. A positive habit is the greatest gift there is in this life. If you enjoy sitting in water, doing static exercises, prolonged continuous movement, fasting, then you will live at least 80 years. And you will enjoy all of this, all these practices, 80 years minimum. You understand? Because when a person does these practices, the subtle energy body recovers. The process of self-healing begins in the body. Everything heals by itself. You don't need to teach the body to be healthy, you don't. It will be healthy by itself if you give it energy for this. This is a divine creation structure. You understand? I never cease to be amazed by this divine structure. Because it all restores itself, you don't need to do anything artificially. You don't need to do any medical checkup. Everything restores itself. You just should learn to live correctly, and I didn't make this up. If you take any religious practice, all these things are there. Stationary position of the body. Christians stand still during services, they don't move. Then prolonged continuous movement, pilgrimages to sacred places. Fasting is also present in all spiritual traditions. Sitting in water. This is also ablution, baptism. It's all connected to health too. People just don't know about it. They think these are just rituals. And all these rituals were invented by ancient people so that people would be healthy. Hence the early mornings, early bedtime, proper nutrition. All this is done for health.
Dr. Torsunov, I wanted to ask about yesterday's lecture. Do I understand correctly that when we do all the asceticism practice, our life energy, prana, increases?
Everything increases. Water energy increases. A person becomes calm, completely calm. When air energy increases, willpower appears. One can overcome everything, overcome all difficulties. When a person is fasting, they become cheerful. A girl starts to love everyone. She becomes beautiful. A guy becomes serious, responsible.
I wanted to ask, prana, life energy, does it affect all spheres of life? Activities, for example?
Yes.
I noticed such a peculiarity. I don't know what it's connected with. Maybe with spiritual practice. We have a family business. Everything started to develop and income increased. Do I understand correctly that this is from asceticism practice?
Yes.
Or from prayer?
And from prayer. It just works differently. There are 3 spheres of life. What do asceticism practices give to a person? Health, good mood, give the ability to be happy in life, cheerful, live long. This is what asceticism practices give. Helping other people gives social strength. When you sacrifice, let's say, food to people, then money starts coming to you. You make donations, help people in trouble, and your business immediately starts growing. If you respect elders, your status in society increases. If a woman takes care of people, she gets married. She simply takes care of everyone and gets married. If a person starts respecting younger ones, their relationships with children improve. And so on. This is called social strength. For example, a barbell. When you take a barbell and lift weights, you develop physical strength. If you make donations, you develop financial strength. If a woman takes care of people, she becomes beautiful. If a man behaves responsibly, always fulfills all tasks, he becomes handsome as a man, and all women love him. They think, oh, he's a good person. Strength. This strength that a person has in society, which gives them the ability to live successfully, comes from good deeds. And from prayer comes the ability to overcome insurmountable obstacles that a person could never overcome on their own. You see, according to my fate, I wasn't supposed to come here. It wasn't meant to be. 3 years before these events, during prayer, the Lord told me the borders would close. You won't be able to travel. Do something now. I started praying and understood that I needed to get another citizenship. I started working on it. Now I can travel around the world despite all these events. Oh, what delicious candies. This is our Valentina. She's so enthusiastic. She runs Good People Club online, tries hard, supports everyone. She does it online worldwide. Good People Club has been working here for many years. Everyone comes to online meetings. She always meets me everywhere. When I come to Riga, she comes to Riga. When I go to Germany, she goes to Germany. She travels everywhere after me. She is such an interesting and amazing person.
Thank you, Dr. Torsunov. Dr. Torsunov, I wanted to ask one more thing. Are we developing our business correctly? We have a farm, and I conduct tours for children. And is this business in pure goodness? I think about how to combine pure goodness and business. I donate money to the temple.
Do you know what your problem is? You doubt yourself too much.
You said this yesterday already.
Everything is right with you. You're doing everything correctly. Everything is going great for you. Don't doubt.
I think about how to run a business. One must have some self-interest. But I love giving a lot to people. We receive guests. They come for tours.
Don't deplete the business. Keep the business. Did Igor give you the oil? Come here, he got it for you. Don't deplete the business. Keep enough for the business. The bigger the business gets, the more you can donate.
That's what I think. That I need to both take and give to people. This is right. Do I understand my nature correctly? That I'm an entrepreneur?
A person can be engaged in trade or management. Yes, your nature is trade.
That's what I thought. I love doing this.
It's good for an entrepreneur to feed people, take care of people. You're doing everything right.
I adapted to my husband's lifestyle. He started managing the farm. I'm a journalist by education. But I thought that I also want to help him in development.
Yes, this suits you better.
Good evening. I have a question, like the previous woman, about relationships with my husband. Everything is heading towards divorce. I'm so tired that I can't eat or sleep.
Does he want a divorce?
He doesn't talk to me. He doesn't listen to me.
Then you need to live separately. Do not divorce. You need to recover.
He told me if I leave, he won't take me back.
You need to say, I'm not leaving. I need to come to my senses, recover. You're going through a bad period now. It's a period that's destroying the family. It started about 8 months ago and will end in 2 months. This period depletes air energy. You have no strength. You're powerless. When fate depletes you, you need to replenish. When fate depletes air energy, you need to do prolonged, continuous movement.
When I think about walking for 4 hours, I start feeling sick.
I come home tired, completely exhausted after a trip, and I have a run scheduled for the next day. I think I'll run for 5 minutes and that's it. I have no more strength. I run for 5 minutes, then think another 5 minutes. Then another 5 minutes, then I run for an hour and 50 minutes, feeling like being born again.
I have a feeling that we knew each other with my husband in a past life.
I need a photo.
What?
A photo.
Because when I met him, I had a feeling that we knew each other.
Need a photo. I'll tell you if you were together in your past life or not. Yes, you were together in previous life. And accumulated negative karma there. A debt from the past life. You owe him. He owes you.
What should we do?
You need to leave him, that's all.
What did you say?
Just leave him. Why worry about it? You want to leave anyway. Let's check the music now. Is the music okay? All right, let's close the door from the other side. Are you scared? Do you know why you're scared? Because God doesn't like when people sin. On the other hand, you need to understand that no one forces a person to suffer at all. One doesn't have to suffer. Family relationships are always about meeting and parting, like two shores. When people don't understand that there are two shores, they put themselves in a very difficult position in life. You need to know how to be closer to your loved one. And if it's difficult, stay a little further away, but still stay together. And we need to get each other used to this. Because fate always acts through personal life. And it can hurt so much that it's unbearable to be together, but fate doesn't force you to be close to each other. It doesn't tie you to a person. You attach yourself to them. You can spend time apart, recover, then come closer again. But when people can't separate from each other and live apart for a while, they stay together until the very end, and then they break up. Once when I was a child, there was construction in the place where I lived. And there were these long rubber gaskets between the walls, several meters long, and another boy and I started stretching the rubber. Well, we walked away from each other and stretched it. We were watching how far it would stretch. I turned out to be stronger than him. And this rubber hit me right in the stomach. I had enough of stretching after that. You need to kindly explain to your loved one that you need to live separately now. Not even live separately, but just that you need to rest. Just to come to your senses, not even talk about anything about divorce. Just need to rest. Otherwise, your family will fall apart because you won't be able to handle it. The next 2 months will be even harder than before. And according to your fate, you need to be separate during this time, either for 2 months or forever.
It's difficult for me to live separately.
If at some point you suddenly don't want to part with your feces and keep them inside you, then in 2 weeks they'll have to surgically remove your rectum along with the feces. You'll just have constipation and they'll have to cut everything out. And then there will be this thing. Everything will fall out by itself. That will be the punishment. If you can't be around someone, you need to live separately. But if a person acts willfully and decides to just leave their loved one, even though they haven't sinned, haven't cheated, haven't drunk, haven't been promiscuous, haven't beat you, haven't done anything bad, then...
That happened.
Oh, so he did cheat and hit you?
Yes, he both hit and cheated.
Why did you endure all of this?
I endured everything.
No, my dear.
I told my mom that it's impossible to live like this.
You need to live separately, set conditions. You need to discipline your loved one. If he cheats, take immediate action. Who's forcing you to be humiliated in this world? No one is forcing you. God protects everyone, all people. There is fate that a person cannot endure. The Lord gave commandments to people. Because we should always be patient with each other and forgive each other, always in life. But there are commandments. Everything has its limit. If someone cheated on you, it means you'll burn next to them. Your self-esteem will be destroyed. You can't live with them after infidelity. You need to live separately. Maybe not even move to different apartments, but just not communicate, not talk, not build intimate relationships. If someone got drunk, don't talk to them. If they raise their hand against you, live separately, set conditions. No one is forcing you to be humiliated. God wants you to preserve your family, but no one forces you to be humiliated. Therefore, there is a meeting and parting, 2 shores of love, 2 shores of life together for every person. If it's hard to be together, live a little further apart, then together again, then a bit further apart. Is it clear? You've simply spoiled this person. You allowed him too much. When a person humiliates their loved one, it's a bitter poison. And when a person allows themselves to be humiliated, it's a sweet poison. What do you think? Which poison is more dangerous, sweet or bitter? You eat the sweet one without thinking it's poison, and then you'll die. But with bitter poison, it's clear that it's poison. When a person allows themselves to be abused, that's sweet poison. You might seem like a good person, but you're leading him to hell this way, and you'll be responsible for that. No one is forcing you to be humiliated. And some people think if I live separately, it means the family will definitely fall apart. No. And you're not sinning if you live separately. You're not committing a sin against your loved one if you live alone. You're not planning to leave him. You're just increasing the distance. Even increasing distance doesn't necessarily mean living separately. You might just not talk to the person, not have intimate relations, preserve yourself. Why are you suffering so much now? You're humiliated. Your self-esteem is very low. It's like you're living next to a hot stove.
That's what he tells me. You have wrinkles and all that. He says this directly to me.
You are so beautiful. Come here, I will feed you. What wrinkles? Such a beautiful girl, really? Well done, let me bless you. I wish you happiness. What wrinkles is he talking about? What is he making up? Such a fool, really. And here's another candy for you. You lack spiritual strength. You lack nature's energy. You lack communication with women. You need to fill yourself up. You've forgotten how to replenish yourself. You need to take refuge in nature, in people, and in God. You lack the strength to cope with your life. You need help from people. Do you have friends?
Yes, but when I feel bad, I can't communicate. I can't even watch TV. Nothing.
You need to force yourself. Good People Club, take care of her. She needs help. Help her become happy. She should be happy.